In this video, I'm going to be showing you what I believe will be the next Warzone meta. At the time of this video, the AUG is by far the current meta. Highly due to the fact that the agency suppressor was fixed from Cold War, it became broken. So let's take a look at why the AUG is so broken in the first place. Okay, so as you can see, the standard AUG with no attachments is fairly balanced, meaning it will be able to handle pretty much every fight that it gets into. This thing can literally compete with snipers. The only place where it would really struggle, because it's a burst, is at close range, and even then it doesn't struggle that much. You can get close range kills with this thing. You know your game's broken when people are using a tactical rifle and an assault rifle on the same class setup. Okay, so when you put the agency suppressor on the AUG, the accuracy, the range, and the damage is increased. Let's not forget this is a tactical rifle, so it's made to be accurate, to hit at range, and to have damage at range. So putting the agency suppressor on this thing just breaks it even more. Now this is where it gets interesting. Slap the strike team barrel on that thing and this thing becomes unstoppable. Let's just take a second to appreciate Activision not decreasing the accuracy of a weapon when increasing the fire rate. Then, to make it even more accurate, slap an Axial Arms 3 on that thing and you're off to the races. Let's take it one step further and put a 45 round drum mag on that broken gun without a decrease in performance. I mean, surely more ammo makes the weapon heavier. When the weapon's heavier, it's harder to be mobile, it's harder to move, so why not decrease mobility? Nope, it doesn't decrease anything. More ammo with no decrease in performance. It doesn't stop there either. Put the SFOD speed grip on that and increase mobility and increase accuracy. Congratulations, mate. You were once a bot, but you're now talented at the game. Here's what I think will be the next Warzone meta after the AUG is nerfed and possibly at the FFAR. But I think this weapon could compete with the FFAR at short and mid-range. The Modern Warfare M4. Yes, you are correct. This was a meta near the start of the game, and it did receive a nerf. But normally, when Activision nerf a weapon, they nerf it into the grave. But not this. This is still very, very good. If we look at the stats of the AUG and the M4 side by side, there is not much difference. Look how similar they actually are. Place the monolithic suppressor on there to increase the range and accuracy of the M4. Then place the M16 stock grenadier barrel on there, which will increase the range even further. It will also increase the damage and the control of the M4. However, there is a drastic fall in the mobility section when you do put that barrel on. Then put the commando foregrip in to increase the accuracy and control of the M4. Now this next one is personal preference. You could go two ways with this. The first way is if you are more mid-range to long-range fight and you like them sort of battles and you want to compete with the likes of the AUG at the minute at a longer range, then I would go with the Invader stock on the M4. Purely because this increases your mobility just enough to be able to like move a little bit better at that mid-range fight, but not enough to fight at closer range. Now if you're more aggressive like me, I would use the no stock attachment on the M4. Bit controversial, I know. I just said that wrong. Controversial. Bit controversial, I know, but it works. Now with the no stock, you do lose a little more accuracy, range, and control, but it increases no mobility a whole lot, making you a bit more competitive in those closer situations. Finally, I use the 50 round magazines. I don't see why people run 60s. It just decreases your mobility even more. Even if you are going for those longer range fights where it takes a little more shots, I would still go with the 50 because 60 just decreases your mobility even further, and you don't want that. Quick side note, if you do like those longer range fights, then you could replace probably the commando foregrip or one of the stock options for a sight if you wanted to, but then again, that's personal preference. Personally, I don't. This is why the M4 is going to be the next meta for me though. It's completely adaptive to any situation. It can be adapted to a long range, it can be adapted to mid range, it can be adapted to short range. You can literally make an M4 SMG and it rips. So you could run this along with a Kar98 if you did want to contest those longer ranges, or run it with an SMG like I do. Just don't use the Mac 10 because it's disgustingly overpowered and you're not good.